An interesting challenge, because every now and again a member says to me, oh, I've been talking to my expert and they don't believe anything you say, Iain. Well, that's okay. They're just as programmed as I used to be, because I thought I was an expert until I started to awaken to how the system of commerce and the game of monopoly is really played. So I've got a bit of a challenge for any so-called expert. Any expert, or anybody for that matter, who thinks that the roadmap to freedom can't work and what I'm saying is untrue, and they want to come and prove it, I will give them, if they can prove that I'm wrong, I'll give them £1 million. But they have to give me 1 year to put the roadmap to freedom in place for them. So they have to prove that I'm wrong. They have to swear an affidavit. They have to say why they think I'm wrong. They have to bring all their evidence of why they think I'm wrong. And they need to give me 1 year to deliver to them all the roadmap to freedom benefits. And if I fail, I'm going to give them £1 million. And I'm going to shout that from the rooftops. I'm that confident that I'm not in any way ever going to pay anybody £1 million.
And once you start getting recoupments of credit and all that stuff that I've talked about endlessly before, then you do follow-up interview. I've now avoided my mortgage, I stopped the foreclosure, I avoided the cancel tax, I got my credit recouped, I got my financial abundance program delivered, I got my private trust, and I'm using it, and I've got my business as part of the marketplace, and you'll be doing a follow-up interview. Now, if anybody tells me it's not going to work, I want to know why, because I'm 100% convinced it will work, and it is already starting to work. As far as I am aware, what we are doing is unique in that it's the only program I know about that has everything planned out, facilitated to get freedom. If there's anybody else out there doing what we're doing, I don't know who they are. I think we are unique.
Results from this? Any proof of concept?
Yeah, I'm living proof. I had 2 companies. I had, I think, 4 bounce back loans, and I used this IAM free process. And I didn't even use the bill of exchange. I just did the void loan and void company notices, and it worked. I've never had any comeback. Now even stronger with the bill of exchange. Have bills of exchange ever worked? Yeah, they're working all the time, because nearly everything on that monopoly board is a bill of exchange. So they have to work because they're being used every day by nearly every citizen, by nearly every bank, every day of the week, all around the world.
Any successes?
Yes. Let's break it down. Do bills of exchange work? Absolutely. Everybody's issuing them all the time. It's the law. It's the under the Bill of Exchange Act 1882. Is there proof of the fact that you're not the citizen, the decedent estate? Yes, it says it everywhere in all the law books. There's proof of everything I've said on this webinar. Can you lien an indentured trustee? Yes, you can. And is it really bad news for them? Yes, it is. Can you use a bill of exchange to discharge an alleged debt? Yes, you can. Does it all work as a package, as a program? Yes. And it's not just what we've done. There are others out there who've got elements of this program. There are some people who just do a bill of exchange and then go into arbitration with the indentured trustee and they get results. There are others that do the void mortgage bit, but they don't do the bill of exchange. They don't do the lien over the indentured trustee, and they've had some success with that. We've also had success with the previous version of this process, where we didn't have a bill of exchange, where we just had the void mortgage notices, and we didn't have the bill of exchange or the lien over the indentured trustee or the tax filing. Have we had success with the recoupment of mortgage securities? Well, we haven't, but one of our consultants that we're working closely with on the tax filings for the mortgage security recruitment has had success with exactly the same process that I've described tonight. And there is a video where he's explaining and showing the check, 240,000. So yes, we have got a proven track record on every part of this program. And that's why we're launching this now, because we have got a track record on all these elements of the program and put them all together to make up this, I believe, unrivaled proposition and program.
Obviously, it's not easy to void it, discharge it, and recoup the credit. So if you're here because you are skeptical, then you're right to be skeptical about how do you do those three things. How did we get to where we are now in 2025? For some of you on this webinar, you may have come along to one of my early presentations about mortgage free, which was in 2019, believe it or not. And I presented all the reasons why mortgages were void as I knew it at the time. If you wind our clock forward, we had a go at private law, and we tried to get a judgment in a foreign jurisdiction and then bring that foreign jurisdictional decision, because it is a decision, into the UK court system. So we tried that, and that was the second iteration of what we have been trying to do for 5 to 6 years, which is to void and discharge mortgages and remove them from the charges register. Well, then we went up and we tried, well, okay, fine. Let's see what happens in the High Court. So we had a go at that in 2023 and 2024, and hundreds of our members had a go at the King's Bench. And I was one of them. And I put my case in, which I thought was very well written, contrary to what the Crown says, where they say that my material is nonsensical and basically it's poorly written. But what happened at the King's Bench was very interesting. Suddenly the court rallied round and realised that there's some presentments coming into the High Court that actually are a bit too truthful, they're a bit too powerful, so we better do something about it. So what did they do? They actually reversed it and made me the defendant. Can you believe it? And suddenly I'm an idiot and I can't write anything and my material is nonsensical. And then what they did was they issued what's called a civil constraint order.